All right, this is Module 6, Lesson 11. We're going to be talking about surface area again, but using a different formula. We have surface area equals 2b plus LA. Let's talk about what that means. All right, so a right triangular prism, a right rectangular prism, and a right pentagonal prism are pictured below. They all have equal height, so they're all the same height. It says write an expression that represents the lateral area. Now let's talk about this word lateral area. That is talking about the area of all of the sides, just not the bases. So lateral area is all the way around, not the bases. So area of all faces, but not bases. All right, so let's write an expression that would represent the right triangular prism as the sum of the areas of its lateral faces. Now, yesterday we learned that to find the area of the shape, you're just going to use your area formula. This is a rectangle. So area formula of a rectangle would be base times height. In this case, the dimensions are h and c. So hc plus, now this left side, the dimensions are ha. So that would be ha. And the right side, the dimensions are hb. So the area would be hb. So the area of the front is hc plus ha plus hb. Those are the three sides. All right, part B, write an expression that represents the lateral area of the right rectangular prism. So it's all rectangles again. So the front would be h times a. The left side right here would be h times b. The back would be h times a. And the right would be h times b. All right, C, the lateral area of the pentagon. That's all of these rectangles. So the first one in the front, the dimensions are h times a. On the left here, it would be h times b. In the back would be h times c. This side would be h times d. This right side would be h times e. Oh, and that's it. We already did the front. So what value appears often in each expression? Do you notice that in each of the expression, h, or the height, occurs a lot? That is because for each rectangle, it is the width. So it is the width of each rectangle. So length times width, it's going to be in each formula. All right, so let's rewrite each expression in factored form. Now, let me remind you what factored form means. Factored form means that we're going to take the common factor and put it on the outside of the expression. So let's talk about the triangular prism first. All right, I'm going to flip back to this so you can see the triangular prism was HC plus HA plus HB. So the common factor is the height. And we have, if I want to know h times what gives me HC, the answer would be C. H times what gives me HA, it'd be A. And then H times B gives me HB. So that would be factored form. Let's look at the rectangular prism. All right, so the common factor is H. So if I take H out of this, it would be A plus B plus A plus B on the inside of the parentheses. A plus B plus A plus B. And then let's do the pentagonal prism. Common factor is H. So if I take H's out of here, it would be A plus B plus C plus D plus E. So inside the parentheses in each case, what does that represent in that prism? Take a look. What does C plus A plus B represent? A plus B plus A plus B. A plus B plus C plus D plus E, what do those represent? If you're telling me it's the perimeter of the base, then you are correct. So this represents the perimeter of the base. Now, remember, perimeter means you're adding up all the sides. So let's just take a look at this. The base is a triangle, so A plus B plus C. That's going all the way around. This would be A plus B plus A plus B. And this one would be A plus B plus C plus D plus E, going all the way around, adding them up. That's called the perimeter. Part G, how can we generalize the lateral area of a right prism into a formula that applies to all prisms? We only talked about 3 prisms right here, but is there a trend that we see? Well, look at the outside letter is always height. And you notice that we're multiplying it by, what did we just say? We're multiplying it by the perimeter of the base. So a general formula for lateral area would be multiplying the height times the perimeter of the base. So how can we generalize the surface area of a right rectangular prism? So let's think about this. We know that lateral area, which is the area of all the sides, what's the only thing we're missing? The top and the bottom. Those are the bases. And how many bases are in a prism? 2. So we can say surface area is going to be the lateral area plus 2 bases. Now let's use that formula to find the area of this triangular prism. So the way I like to do this is I know that the base is a triangle. So just like yesterday, we're going to find the area of the triangles. So if I look at my formula sheet, my area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I need to know the base and the height of the triangle. Now I'm talking about this piece right here. The base and the height are the one that form the right angle. So this would be a base. This would be the height. So I'm talking about 12 and 16. So bring my calculator into the screen here. We have 1/2 times 12 times 16, which is 96. I'm not going to multiply that by 2 quite yet. Now let's find the lateral area using the formula we just came up with. The formula we came up with was lateral area is height times perimeter. So the height of this prism is how tall from one base to the next. From one base to the next is 9. The perimeter of the base would be a triangle, so there's going to be 3 dimensions, 12, 16, and 20. So let's add those up first. Parentheses come first. So I get 48 for the perimeter. I'm going to multiply that by 9, giving us 432. All right, so let's find the surface area now. Remember I told you the formula was the lateral area plus 2 bases. The lateral area was 432. And we have 296 centimeters squared inches, or I'm sorry, bases. So according to PEMDAS, we're going to multiply first. So 432 plus 192 is 624, and that's centimeters squared. All right, it's kind of a lot, so let's practice this a little bit more. If you feel like you want to try this on your own, go ahead and hit pause now. If you want to watch another one just to make sure, you may do that as well. All right, so let's do this same formula again. Let's do the base, which is a triangle. Formula is 1/2 base times height. So the base is 1.5, the height is 2. So 0.5 times 1.5 times 2 is 1.5. All right, now let's do the lateral area, which the formula is height times perimeter. Okay, the height of the prism is how far from base to base, which is 10. The perimeter, it's a triangle, so we're going to add the three sides together. So 2, 2.5, and 1.5. 2, 2.5, and 1.5 is 6. So when you multiply, you get 60. All right, so my surface area is lateral area plus 2 bases. Lateral area is 60 to 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is 3. So my whole area is 63 meters squared. All right, let's try this again. Now, by the way, if you like doing it the other way better without this formula, that's totally okay. It's going to get tricky when you actually come to more than triangles, rectangles, like something like this where it's a trapezoid base. But it doesn't matter to me, whatever way you'd like to do it. However, in this lesson, we must do it with that formula. All right, so in this base, we have a trapezoid. Let's spell that correctly. And that's our base. So I'm going to give you a second to go back to that formula sheet so that you can look up the formula for area of a trapezoid. So notice that it's 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. All right, so the bases are the parallel lines. So one base is 8. The other base is 5. The height of the trapezoid, now we're looking at this trapezoid right here, is 6. So let's add first. 8 plus 5 is 13. So 1/2 times 13 times 6 gives us 39. So that's for one base. Now let's do the lateral area, which is equal to height times perimeter. Okay, the height of the prism from base to base is 12. This is a 4-sided figure, so we're going to add up all 4 sides. I'm going to start at the bottom. That's 8, 6, 5, and then this side, uh-oh, it's not given. Let me give you a dimensions for the purpose of this problem here. Let's say, hold on one second, let me figure this out. Let's make that 6.7. Okay, so now let's find the perimeter of that. So we have 8 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6.7 is 25.7. Multiply that by 12, and you get 308.4. All right, so now we have the lateral area. Let's find the surface area. We have lateral area plus 2 bases. Lateral area is 308.4 times 2, or plus 2 times 39. 39 times 2 is 78. Now let's add 308.4 to that. So our surface area is 386.4, and there's no units, so we're just going to call that units squared. So now that you can't see the last part that I did, let me move that up for you. Surface area is equal to LA plus 2B. This was our lateral area. This was our bases. We're multiplying that by 2 to get 78 and adding it to get 386.4 units squared. All right, I want you to attempt the problem set for homework, and we will check that in class tomorrow. Good luck.